We're here.
Hey, we did it. We made it another month.
Another month. Oh man, I forgot to do other stuff like click buttons. Too
Yeah, I was
busy
doing that
yapping
as
and daydreaming.
right. Yeah, I realized that as you're like, oh, we should go live, and it's like, oh fuck, I should probably set everything up first.
Yeah, everything's fixed. Right, there we go. Took a second. God, I'm tired today.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
so
you, man.
cold. Like, it's not fair. It shouldn't be cold anymore. I've had enough of it.
See, I live in this magical bizarro land called Utah, where we haven't had winter at all this year. Like, it's prior to the last like 2 weeks, it snowed twice. We've had fucking cold ass temperatures, but no like actual like winter weather.
Mhm.
And then yeah, about a week or two ago, just decided, oh yeah, fuck, I was supposed to snow, wasn't I? And it's been like off and on for the last little bit.
But does that not screw up your water supply for the summer?
Oh yeah, we're fucked.
So
We're
if it doesn't
definitely
snow during the winter, that's it. The basically the snow melt doesn't land in the mountains, and
Mhm.
that's the water supply freaking screwed up then for summertime.
Yeah, we're pretty fucked. Like we got way less snow and moisture than we did last year, and I don't even think we've hit like the base needs yet. So I'm hoping it keeps snowing. Like I'm not one of those people that hates the snow. I hate cold. That's it.
The snow inch, let's say, I don't. When it actually snows, it's not bad, but we have
Mhm.
had the good old sideways rain again for the last couple of days,
Oh, that
and
fucking
that
sucks.
stuff just cuts through you, and
Mhm.
just miserable. And when it's still dark at 5 o'clock, you feel like it's the middle of the night when you're going home. Like I should be in bed. It just messes with you.
Yeah. So I don't mind that shit. I prefer the dark. Spooky and shit. It's fucking stupid. We
Not as
we were
spooky.
this close to getting rid of daylight saving time here, and then yeah, our Congress didn't bother to listen to its constituents, and everybody voted for it, and then our representatives and shit were like, nah. So unfortunately, we don't get to deal with more dark.
That's the thing. It's a northern hemisphere thing because we need it over here. Because it starts getting brighter in the morning, so you need that. That's the whole point of it. Is the way the rotation goes on this side of the pond. It gets brighter in the morning, but still dark at night. So you need to get up earlier to make the most of the day, or else you just be in perpetual darkness all the time. And it was mainly aimed at agricultural, so
Mm-hmm.
like agricultural countries, just that extra hour of getting up. And it's just people need to do that. It's no point saying, "Oh, we'll get up an hour earlier." You have to actually change the time because people are just wired that way.
Right.
If you told people, for example, all right, we're starting at 8 o'clock in the morning instead of 9, they'd be up in arms because that's just the way people are.
I mean, I'd throw a fucking fit.
Yeah, even though it was like, oh, we can start later, and people would disregard. Okay, it's summer now, so you can start at 9 or 10. They just wouldn't, when it goes the other way, the flip of the coin, everyone's hard done by. It's freaking weird. Like I had a bunch of people, place that I worked, and they were getting off at 9 o'clock in the morning. They started at 2, they're getting off at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually contracted to 11, and they're still getting paid to 11. You ask him to do anything after 9 o'clock, and that's it. They're throwing their teddy bears in the corner. It's like, you're getting done a favor because things are in top. Now it's busy again. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking people are shit.
Yeah, I'll never understand people's work ethics.
But everyone blames the boss. But when people are getting looked after, then it becomes expected.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no give and take. And then you've got the other side of the course where you've got the other side of the coin, you've got the dickhead boss that just pushes and pushes and pushes and never lets up. Like, there's no happy medium in the world.
Yeah.
Everyone has to go to freaking right to the nth degree, right to the extreme. It's crap.
Yeah.
There you go. There's our sermon for the month.
Fuck daylight savings time is the gist of all that, and bosses.
Yeah, just everything. The world is shit. People are shit. It's people. It's always down to people.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking to something that isn't people, I found some shinies.
What's that?
I found some shinies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some shinies.
Yeah. Good old Terror Tunes, man. I actually missed this announcement, so I'm pretty stoked when I clicked on that link.
Yeah, there's nothing happening in movie world, so I was looking for something fun because need to cheer up.
Right. Yeah.
But
No.
I like these. I like the detail.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Tiny Terrors. Like they do a pretty solid job. Like I have one. I've got Toony Terrors. I've got the Victor Crowley one, and I just got it because it's Victor Crowley, and it's I got a signed copy of it.
So
But
here's mine. I've got the Mummy, Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Frankenstein.
hell
Because
yeah,
they only come in fours. Have you noticed the sets come in fours? Never.
I've never bought one of the sets.
Never.
I've only ever got the individual toys.
All right. Why won't it do a set with all six?
Because that would just make sense. And if you have to buy them separately, you give them more money or something.
Yeah, but every time they bring these sets out, they never do the full. Like, do 2 sets of 3 or do them individually, as a part of a thing. But like, we're missing the Invisible Man, we're missing the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Invisible Man's there.
No, it's a Mummy.
No, man, it's in between the Mummy and the Wolfman. Sorry, I'm making a really bad joke.
Fuck's
Jesus
sake.
fucking
Oh my
Christ,
God.
dude.
I walked right into that one. Holy fuck.
This is called No Sleep. So.
Hey. Cameron got his first drum roll. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I walked right into that.
Yeah, that is weird that do they have plans of doing it? Because I haven't read through the article just yet.
So this is the 10th series of Toony Terrors toys featuring silver screen black and white editions of the 4 classic Universal monsters. So it's not they actually come in black and white. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and the Wolfman are modeled in the style of classic Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know. I think they look quite decent.
It's like the whole idea.
I don't see a cartoony aspect. I see a lot of nice.
Fuck no, they're super detailed, especially the Mummy. Like you look at Karloff's face, it's fucking super great detail.
Yeah, so 6-inch scale figures individually packed in a blister card with a silver foil logo and cutout backdrop. Shipping in April, set of 4 for $63. That's not bad. Like they're normally about 20 odds each, aren't they?
Yeah.
Between 20 something and 29.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a pretty killer price, especially for all 4 of them. It's one of those things where I have to convince myself that I don't need shit like this.
Yeah, that's me too. It's like,
gonna buy it.
I got shit to do. I can't be spending money on this, and then I've got the problem. I like to keep everything sort of here, and then and now I get to the point is, do I need to rearrange this all again?
Right.
Do I need to get a whole bunch of new stuff in and rearrange and redo? And then I'm like, no, God, stop it, focus. So, NECA's previous, we have a silver screen. Toony Terrors include Nosferatu, Count Orlok, Vincent Price, Vampira, and They Lives Alien. Bit of a random bunch, that. Look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, man, that
is a nice model.
Pretty dope.
Like, I don't get their description saying Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, me either. I mean, it is. I mean, I can kind of see it in the sense that NECA's stuff, like their non-Toony Terror stuff, is like super crisp. Like, it's pretty similar.
Look at the button in the jacket.
What's that?
Look at the button in the jacket and look at the creases they've actually put in.
Well, I mean, one that's still getting me is just the Mummy. Like Karloff's face is super highly detailed and shit. But yeah, compared to like their normal release shit, like basically I have both the Victor Crowleys. I have the action figure and I have the Toony Terror. And they're right side by side. And yeah, compared to that, I mean, there's like hair. You could pretty much smell the swamp from it. Like the normal toy. Then the 2D Terror, yeah, it's a little bit more rounded. The colors are different. Like, I can understand the description, but yeah, it definitely doesn't do the toy any justice.
No, like look at the detail on that. That is brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Great
saying, man.
pixel.
Like that face is just absolutely stunning.
Yep. Did you see the Vincent Price, the God, the Van Helsing one?
Yeah.
That's like, oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, these things will take over quite quickly. They're
Mm-hmm.
like the Wolfman.
Yeah, man, that's pretty sweet.
That's nice. And just, like that still evokes emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Where that shitty, did you see that one that came out this year?
Which one?
The
one with Frank Grillo
one?
No, I didn't see the Frank Grillo one. I saw the other one.
Oh god, no, the Frank Grillo one. That was an action movie. No, the other one, the weird fucking.
You didn't like it?
It was.
I thought it was fucking fantastic.
What the hell do you know? Flip's like, fucking. Oh my god.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not that old and that grumpy, so I can still enjoy things.
Okay, fine.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
You're just every year just edging closer.
Pretty much.
Soon we'll be in the rocket charge going, oh, that damn kids, get off my lawn.
Yeah. Well, it was a joke that me and my buddy Joe, one of the guys I work with, we're Waldorf and Statler or whatever. Yeah.
Statler, yeah.
Statler, there we go. I always fucking forget his name, but yeah, that's absolutely us.
Yeah. Apparently it comes with a backdrop. I'm not seeing it really in the boxes. It look very similar there. But I don't like the stuff, you know, people buying boxes and just leaving the box. Like I hate Funko Pops. Just
oh yeah. Yeah, I couldn't do that with the Funko Pops. Like the only one I ever kept in the box was the Swamp Thing one that I had because it was flocked and scented. And it was, if you could imagine one of those classic air fresheners, like the tree air fresheners, the green ones. If you could imagine what it smells like in the factory, like in that specific production line, just that horrible fake forest scent. Yeah, that's what that smelled like. So yeah, that one stayed in the box. Everything else, fuck no, I took it out of the box. Action figures and shit, that's a different story. I am that guy. I keep them in the box because I like looking at the box.
I just the thing that always got me, like back in the day, Masters Junior. We're talking about scented ones. Do you remember Stinko?
Oh, yep. That is the reason I fucking hate patchouli. Yeah, that's a scent that never gets out of your nose. Like, I mean, I got that when I was in fucking kindergarten, and I still remember it.
But when I was a kid, it was the pictures in the back of the boxes with the dioramas always got me, and I never knew it was possible to actually just build those sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I never, it wasn't until later on when I got into Warhammer that I started to understand about terrain building. But by that time I already got around with Masters Universe stuff. But yeah, the idea of it just sitting in a box, like as if it's in the shop, you know, on the shelf, what's the point? Build a display, something, put it in a case.
So my problem is I have too much shit and not enough room. So it's actually easier for me to keep it in the box. Because otherwise, yeah, I would totally try to build like some beautiful fucking detailed display, like an actual scene from the movie, and then take up far more space.
Yeah, I always had it. You know this, do you know the vivariums? Reptile vivariums, you always get the foam rock in the back of it. I was sort of looking at that going, if I bought 30 of those, just took the foam out of the back, could it do something? And then I was thinking of like basically making a mountain and then cutting little shells, you know, putting figures on it. Like, mate, you need to just shut up. You just need to enough and stop.
See, I'm just like, yeah, no, fuck, go on, do that shit, man. Let's see that.
Yeah, 20 grand later, you know, by the time you buy all this stuff, and then you have to learn how to use it because some like the epoxies and stuff in if you don't get the right mix, especially with polystyrene, that you fucking and just even building things, especially like 3D stuff, it gets weary, and if you don't do it right, then everything just falls off.
Yeah,
and then you got to account for like seasonal change as well, because even with air conditioning, it still affects the season. So you can build something in the summer and then doof, winter time, or vice versa. I learned that actually from doing some of that stuff, because it had a few mishaps in the very beginning. Things would just go thunk behind me, and I'm like, oh, right, okay, better look into that.
Oh, that's great.
You're never too old for more toys. Of course. Did any of us mention age? Age is not an issue. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, no. I have gone so far as to buy stuff because a child was looking at it, because I don't feel like the kid deserved to have it, and they would only ruin it. Yeah, that's kind of my mentality on toys buying. Well, and the thing is, so specifically the time I was talking about was it was a classic McFarlane Spawn series toy. It was like the second wave. It was Sam and Twitch, the double pack. Like, this toy was twice the age of the kid trying to buy it, and it's like, that kid's gonna fucking open this shit and ruin it. I'm fucking taking this one home. So it's like, as the kid is looking at it, I just sneak past, like walk right in front of the kid, grab the fucking thing while making eye contact, and walk the fuck off.
It's like, this is not for you. You're not ready.
Pretty much. It's like, you've never even read a goddamn Spawn. I mean, for all I know, the kid probably did, but still, I deserved it way more than they deserved.
Why did that TV show never get a second season? The animated series?
I have no fucking clue.
Why?
It was
golden.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, like the animation was solid, peak MTV animation, and I mean, it was written by fucking Todd McFarlane. It stayed true to the comics, and I don't know. That's something that I revisit every now and then. Like, I absolutely love it, and I have no idea.
That was such a waste. Especially when left us in the cliffhanger. He decided he was going to try and get his humanity back, and then we just left. And you're just like, what the hell? Why are you waiting? And he's still talking about another movie, and you're like, for fuck's sake, you'd have had another 5 seasons of the animated show done by now, and box sets sold, and fucking.
Well, I mean, that's kind of also have to have a studio to want it, so it's not
people
like
not
you
like
can just
it.
make it happen.
I don't understand people not liking the animated show. The movie I can get.
I've never heard a single person say that they didn't like it.
Yeah,
the live action one, whatever. I can understand.
You can get that. You can get the argument for and against that one. Fair enough.
The thing is, the movie, it was true to the comic, and at the time, those were cutting edge computer graphics.
that was a movie of
its
time.
By the time it came out, like, those cutting edge computer graphics were already dated. So, it's understandable, but I still think it fucking holds up.
Yeah, I just like I said, I don't understand. It's not like Todd McFarlane isn't big noise or a person of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at you could absolutely Skinner rats that get money thrown at them for fucking shows that they can't do, and not even perfect example, those two idiots from Game of Thrones, Dan and the D&D, whatever the frick you call them, like, they're just getting money thrown at them, and they were absolute plebs. You know what I mean? People like that, fucking, here, have money.
Well, I mean, part of the problem is that Todd McFarlane has done everything in his power to stay so far out of, like, the cultural norm as possible. Like, Image, contrary to how it seems, it's still an independently owned and ran comic book company where he's still pretty much the head motherfucker in charge. So, like, you get that kind of dynamic, and most studios are going to be like, well, you don't play well with others. obviously, like you left fucking Marvel to do this. Plus, I mean, we had this really big thing happen when the movie was supposed to happen. It was called, COVID, and that kind of put the fucking kibosh on it. So I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
I doubt it.
We'll
I
see.
don't think the movie will ever happen. I just don't understand why the animated show didn't carry on. Especially the platform like HBO. They're a bit more au fait than other ones.
That's just going to be one of those things. It's just licensing and interest. Like it's practical numbers. Because I mean, that was an MTV show, or was it HBO?
No, it was HBO.
It was HBO. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't fucking know then. It's like MTV made sense because stupid. But
no, that's
not.
do you remember the original Eon Flux? Like the movie
is
actually better. Like the movie that came out, as cheesy as it was better than the animated show because the animated show was just bad, like 30-second soundbite things. It was weird. I don't know. It's just funny. I'll never understand. Back to the original people. Bah! People don't make sense.
That is what it all boils down to, definitely.
Motivations and that, and you could think you can have it figured out, and then people just do something random, and you're just like, where'd that come from? And it can be good or bad. People can all of a sudden like yourself and go, "You're the best thing ever," and you'd be like, "Where'd that come from?"
Right.
Or people turn against you, go, "You're the worst thing ever." Where'd that come from? And you're just chundering through life, doing the same thing. It's like this whole game, Sometimes we just get a massive spike and everyone decides to like us, and then they all disappear.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't figure it out. It's just okay, just keep trucking on then. Anyway, talking of trucking on, this is the most tenuous link or clickbait insert just to plug a random game. And it just made me laugh because we've already done it. Just the premise of, oh, I've watched this, we could put these two things together. And we're like, yeah, we're already there, dude. We've already covered it. A role-playing session. So, Cabernet is a Spanish vampire RPG that's perfect. Bloodlines 2 alternative. I didn't like, what was it? I didn't like Vampire the Masquerade, the shoot 'em up. I tried that one and wasn't. And Bloodlines, the original, really, it's 90s-tastic. We're talking about this. But this whole, I recently decided to watch What We Do in the Shadows. Taiki Waititi's bizarre vampire mockumentary. It was the next logical step in my things to watch play, blah, 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 as I wait for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 journey. Yeah, we've already put 2 and 2 together. Our first session's out there. We win.
Yeah, it's very easy to mix the two.
Yeah. It's just funny. People, oh, we can do this. And we're like, yeah, we know. Hopefully we'll get ready. When Adam gets a schedule sorted out, we'll get into the second session of that. Was so man. Fun.
I am dying to get into the second bit. Shit's so good.
Yeah, that was genuine. Just laughed to take part in that. You know what I mean? It works. When you understand the two things and you understand, especially what we do in the shadows, and you just go with it. It's. But yeah,
well, and it's like plus the crew we got together, man. It's so fucking perfect for that shit. We're all just a bunch of dumb smartasses, like fucking great.
It was funny, Robert going, "Am I overdoing this?" It's like there's no such thing. Do not use those words around us. We don't believe in overdoing.
What kills me, it's like he's played other games with you guys. It's like you should know. Like, here's the level where most people go. Here's where you should go. Here's where our games are. Like, come on.
And he's effectively playing Laszlo, you know what I mean? I got it. Like, straight away. And it's like, go ahead, mate. Get stuck in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this game coming out. I don't know. I looked at the trailer, and it's one of them ones. It could be a fun waste a bit of time, plod through a game, or it could be really shit.
Yeah, I hate trailers like that where you really can't get a feel of the game.
Obviously, links will be in the description when we re-release this as a clip. But yeah, I can't get a beat in the game at all. What it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It looks similar to I played the Black Book. That was more of a card game. You went through an adventure, and you're sort of used as like a battle card system. So when you come across a demon or an entity, you draw a card and you build your deck. But you're also going through like a role playing adventure as well.
Yeah.
And the choices you make are really crucial when you get to hell in it, because if you do the wrong one, then that's it. You don't go any further forward. So it's actually really, it looks simple, but it was a really clever game. I did quite a few hours in the channel and, completed it and then did all the alternate endings because it was just having fun. This, I don't know. That's the only thing I have to say about it, is that I don't know if it's going to be fun or not.
Yeah.
So it's all about, it's using, I see with the Vampire the Masquerade, it's not just jump around, bite people and hiss and stuff. You have to sort of plan how you go ahead, and it's all about resources, and you need familiars, and it's a social, a bit like The Sims, isn't it? It sounds like a bit like The Sims. You're trying to gather your community, build them up, and all that, and Cabernet champions stealth and careful planning in order to lure your victims to the potential demise. So you're not just out hunting, you're, like I said, you want willing sort of victims.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's you get the choices, somebody presents you with, right, okay, you're doing this, well, I'm going to do this in response, and that sort of builds the storyline. But it could just be a plot along that it doesn't matter what you do, you're just hitting a brick, it'll go on the storyline regardless, because that would be a lot of programming to have your outcomes, build an entire story. I just don't know why they put is it just because vampire? Here's vampire stuff I've done. I don't know how this game equates to Vampire the Masquerade. Have you ever played Bloodlines?
Mm-mm.
It's a bit like the graphics are similar to Tomb Raider.
Oh, nice.
To a point, just a wee bit more, because it was a later on game, but it's very similar to Tomb Raider.
That's awesome.
And the mechanics are like, you could have a security guard standing right in front of you, but if you don't trigger it, then you can bite somebody like while the security guard's standing basically in front of you. And you can drain that person with like within sight because of the way the game mechanics works. So once again, it was all right. A game for its time. Sorry for a bit of messing about, but I don't know what Bloodlines 2 is going to be like, because at the moment with game developers are completely arsing up left, right, and center. They're releasing sort of half-baked shit.
I mean, that's kind of the model, because you release a game for $69.99 and then an equal amount of fucking DLC for double that, and people will pay for it.
People are basically telling the company this is alright, keep doing it. So they'll release something in beta version and arse about, and then you're getting all the updates and stuff. So a year later, when you're already sick of the game, it might be actually functional. Where, I don't know, if you bought something for your Xbox or PlayStation back in the day and it was shit, didn't work, you just took the disc back and that was it, end of story. I just don't see how it's good for the customer and why the customer puts up with it.
Yeah.
Like, I will not buy a new game at £60 because I just don't see the point.
Yeah, I usually just don't pick up games until they've been out for like a year.
Yeah.
Because I get sick of dealing with that shit.
The only time we did was for the Evil Dead game. Remember we all decided when the Evil Dead game came out, we'd all get it.
Well, that was different. Like,
we were all deciding we were going to do it at the same time. We were going to take part, and that was buggy as hell.
See, I didn't really have any issues on my end playing it, other than just I fucking suck at video games apparently, and that game is really fucking difficult. That's the only issue I ever had with it.
It was actually harder playing as a Kandahar demon than the players.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to control that thing, and I know it's doing the camera, but you had no control whatsoever. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no just where's the old bloke plod along mode that you just have a bit of fun, and all the forests, all the levels are the same.
Yeah, that's the shit that I like. That's what got me to stop playing it. I was like, I couldn't even beat the first fucking level. I was like, come on, like I'm not that terrible at video games.
Yeah,
like I've gotten all the Silent Hill 2 endings for fuck's sake. Like I think I'm okay at video games.
Yeah. I remade that again. That seems to be doing really well. The Silent Hill 2.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm having a hard time not spending money I shouldn't on a PS5 right now just to play that, because that's what my absolute favorite franchise, and that in particular is like one of my all-time favorite games. So yeah, I've watched a couple playthrough videos from people I know, and it's just like, god damn it, I really shouldn't waste that much money on a video game system for one video game. But I shouldn't.
Tickle.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
They're just cupping you under there and just giving you a little.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with Sony. Like, say what you will about them, like their exclusives are way better than any other fucking platform. And yeah, like, I mean, yeah, everything's a lot more expensive because you have to pay for this, you have to pay for that, you have to pay for, a billion things before you can even play the fucking video game. But god damn it, they make it worth it.
It's tempting, but we'll see anyway. But there you go. There's that. That's Cabernet. I've no bait on what the game's going to be like. It's just the trailer tells you nothing. And it could either be something designed like really light for kids.
Right. Babies. That's the kind of shit I'm getting from like the images.
But sometimes those games, like I said, because there's some 2D Blasphemous I'm playing at the moment, is quite fun. That's a 2D scroller, and the graphics aren't like really out there or anything. But I don't know. This one's just giving me a bit of like for children, not too scary, because Vampire the Masquerade itself as a game is pretty full on. If you get into it, it's a full on game. It's proper dark. You do gnarly shit on it. Like I said, I just wondered if they just picked a couple of. I like vampire things. Here's vampire things I've done. Here's a vampire game.
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Oh well, there you go. That is that. Oh man. I don't know. I'm tempted to get back into sort of. I'll go through waves. You probably noticed with me playing games, I'll get really into it for like a month. And then I get burnt out and I'm like, nah, I've done it. The same with
it's usually how it goes for me.
And stuff. Yeah,
I'll play pretty hard for like a week or two. Like, oh man, why don't I play video games anymore? And then I remember, oh yeah, I don't have time. That's why. And then I never finish the fucking game.
They're massive time commitments.
It is, and it's like it's worth it because it's fun, but just like by the end of the night, I've usually got about 30 minutes to myself, and it's like that's just not enough time to play a fucking game.
Yeah, that's it. Because you need to set 2 hours minimum aside.
Yeah,
for a good session.
Absolutely. Well, especially because like everything that I play, it's narrative driven. It's not like I just play just dumb fucking online shooting people and getting called, racial and homophobic slurs by 12-year-olds. So yeah, you gotta have time.
Yeah, I never got into those games. Couldn't be arsed.
Same. It's like I used to play Halo all the time, like when we had LAN parties. Back in the day, kids, you actually had to take a TV and a console to play with your friends. Okay, you guys couldn't just play online. You actually had to hook everything up together to kill each other. So much fun.
Do you remember Pokemon, or am I showing my age, when it came out for the Game Boy? And that was like the first one you could connect the Game Boys together.
Oh, do I remember? Oh wait, never mind. I don't have my Game Boy right here. Yeah, man, I've got a non-Game Shark broken 151 count like full Pokedex in the Kanto region. So yeah, no, I fucking remember Pokemon.
Fun
Like
times.
I fucking love that shit. Like that's why I have a Game Boy still. Like I have rebuilt my Game Boy numerous times just so I can play those every couple of years.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, kids, you'll never understand. And now we're going to go really old man again. We're going back into the vault.
Fuck yeah.
Back to the vault.
Let's
Yeah.
This is a good one. This is one that I haven't watched in years, even though I recently purchased it with like it was the Steelbook edition and it came with the action figure. It's just been sitting on my shelf looking at me like, hey man, let's hang out.
Yeah, sometimes that's just what you need. It's
Mhm.
And I think of collector stuff, I just think of the video store. Everyone wants to build their own video store in the house.
That's
But
pretty much me. I've got an ungodly amount of like CD books just lying around my front room. One of these days I'll organize them.
oh, who knows? Might happen. But if you don't know, we are talking about My Bloody Valentine. Released in 1981 and directed by George Mihalka. A decades-old folk tale surrounding a deranged murder, killing those who celebrate Valentine's Day, turns out to be true. The legend when a group defies the killer's orders and people start turning up dead. This is 80s slasher. Does exactly what it says in the tin. No messing about. This is, when you talk about 80s slasher, this is it.
Yeah, this is just another example of how Canadian movies can be fantastic.
Yeah, for all our misses, like when they do hit it.
Yeah, man, and this isn't the kind of movie where they try to make it Anytown, USA. Like this is an overtly like the only thing that could make this more Canadian is if they all fucking wore like hockey jerseys and ate poutine throughout the whole movie. Like it's so fucking.
They were close to that with the whole the car scene, in the junkyard.
Yeah, I mean, pretty goddamn close.
They were like just reminding you.
Yeah, it's like between that and the Moose Jaw Lager or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was like this is super, super, super Canadian.
Doesn't look like Heineken painted over or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll start off with the most random scene ever.
Oh, come on. Like, who hasn't gone 2-3 miles under the earth to try to bang somebody? Like, I mean, it's
full fetish here.
Yeah, it's practical. I mean, it's private. Sure, you're gonna get black lung, but whatever.
Oh, there's another bit later on we got to talk about because, like, you're just walking through that, are you? Okay. But yeah, we've got these two, and they look as if they're on a mission, and you get all that scary music and the scary breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it turns out that they're going right down the mine because they want to bang. And it's the fact that the girls only want to start stripping off. It looks like, I just keep my mask on because
right.
Yeah, there's a reason why we wear them down here.
Yeah.
The canary.
Yeah, that shit was good. I mean, it's practical. I mean, you get protection. Like safe sex is important.
Well, it wasn't safe for her.
Oh, it didn't need to be safe for her.
I was like, it's like it's only safe for one of the parties involved because, yeah, this is what kicks the whole thing off. So this is the original legend or what happened. But when she has her takes off the boiler suit thing, she has a heart tattoo, and that changes him from, yeah, I want some, I'm going to just kill you now.
Right. Well, I mean, if you think about it, like that was the 50s. So,
Mm.
I mean, that is a pretty big deal having a tattoo.
But intricate for the 50s, wasn't it?
Nah, not at all.
The colored ink.
No,
What's that?
no, that was a thing.
Wasn't okay.
No. I mean, maybe not in the Great White North. I don't know. It could be different there.
Yeah, but it was just funny the way that's what, and the way he set it up when he gets, he's like,
Yeah.
he gets a pickaxe and he puts it in the wall, and you just know it's coming. That's the thing that gets me about this movie. Everything's telegraphed. Like,
Yeah, there is not a single thing in this movie that's a shocker. I mean, the end maybe if you weren't paying attention. But yeah, everything else is just like, see what we're gonna do here in a second.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's almost like it's unintentional comedy.
Well, that's
is it more in the tongue? It's not straight out horror comedy, but it's definitely tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing with shit like this. It's like in retrospect, like it's hilarious. When this came out, I'm sure this was a huge fucking deal. I mean, there's two cuts of this. There's the unrated cut, which we watched, and then the theatrical cut. It was 9 fucking minutes of stuff they cut out just to pass the MPAA standards, and it was all gore and shit. But yeah, you look at this, and it's like all that fucking beautiful 3M blood that looks like paint. Like it's just,
and the plastic, the like, it's almost like modeling clay, polystyrene and plastic. You know what I mean? It's proper 80s monster stuff. That's funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
But yeah, she gets the point just straight through, doink. And I like the way they do it with the effects. Like, even though you can tell the fact that they put the effort in, like if they did it today with CGI and digital blood, it would look shit.
But yeah, I mean, digital blood's always garbage, anyways.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Even though this is like comical, it's still good. You're still like, fuck, they've spent some time. They've got that all set up. They want it to look as if it's, and even getting the cuts with the cameras and stuff, so it looks as if he's pierced her. Like, you have to applaud that. That's a thing where I really enjoyed this. Like, I remember from years ago, but just when you haven't seen something for so long, and it's one of them movies that's just always in the zeitgeist. And of course, we just always miss the holidays. One day, the last Sunday will appear like right next to one of the holidays. We'll be in the zeitgeist. So obviously, because Valentine's Day was a week and a half ago. Was it a week ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, we were quite close this time. But yeah, that's why I thought we'd actually do something seasonal. Because
yeah, it's very relevant.
Yeah. But yeah, then we'll get to meet the current cast because we don't really see the fallout of that.
Yeah, it's like he sticks her, and then it goes to current day.
Yeah. Basically what's happened is everything's as usual devolved into myths, legends. Didn't really happen, sort of thing.
Well, I love how they start off like they tell the legend. It's just like the perfect setup. Like, oh, everybody's at the local miners bar, and the fucking old creepy fucking bartender guy is gonna tell the story. That's a perfect setup, and like something
you
only get in a small town like that.
Yeah. You damn kids, you don't party because
yeah.
If he had turned out to be the killer, I would not have been surprised. And if he had turned out to be the killer just to prove him, I told you he'd come back, and I just did it to demonstrate for when he does. He always thinks Harry's going to come back, but he's going to kill people to remind people about Harry. If it had been something like that, I would not have been surprised.
Yeah, not at all. It would have been fucking perfect.
But the whole like Smokey and the band scene, they all finished work and they're all. There's no way them showers were warm. There's no way they had proper hot showers.
No, absolutely not.
Like that's where I call it a wee bit of bullshit because there's like steam and stuff. I'm like, nah, that'll be a cold shower, rub yourself down. It's not everyone all jolly after work. That'd be proper man test. You brrr,
Pretty much.
there was one bar of carbolic soap getting thrown around. I was just like, oh god, no, that's say goodbye to your skin.
That was the 80s. It was a different time when germs didn't exist or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have the whole Smokey and the Bandit scene, which was hilarious, and all the cars and every beat up piece of crap that really shouldn't be on the road. Like it's just one cog or spring away from just falling apart.
Right. Those beautiful Frankenstein monsters. Yeah.
But it really gives you the feel of the town. You know, I mean, this is isolated town, mining town. This is all they know. They do with. They're not worried about fashion or anything. They're just living the moment.
I don't know, man. Fucking Handlebars. He was definitely a fashionista throughout the film.
Oh, Hard. I like this character. He's great.
Yeah.
We've seen later on, and he just has a boss moment. But yeah, this town's gone absolutely. I've never seen anywhere go mad for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's such a bullshit holiday.
It's a rip-off holiday. It's one of them. If you love your partner, you don't take them out on Valentine's Day. You take them out the day after.
Right. See, I've got it hard because my wife's birthday is on the 7th, so exactly a week before that, and I always end up going balls deep for her birthday for obvious fucking reasons. So when Valentine's Day rolls around, it's like, well, here's a card and something stupid I bought you.
I think you get away with that one, but
yeah,
it's the fact that everything is overpriced on Valentine's Day for absolutely no reason. Like if you the only people going out the restaurants on Valentine's Day are those that want to flex.
Yeah.
Look at me, I can afford this and you can't, peasant. You know, that's the sort of people that are doing it. They're not doing it for enjoyment. They're just getting a nice steak at home. Throw a few petals or something about, you know, and candles and just relax rather than going to, especially when it's so like factory, something like the farm factory or something now. You know, it's just so commercialized. Like there's nothing even remotely like fun about it or romantic about sitting in a restaurant with 50 other people all crammed together. This is where we get the first human heart in the box, isn't it?
Yep. And it was so funny too, because it's like, where the fuck are you guys going in such a hurry? It's such a small town. Like, there's a heart in the box. We need to flip around all dramatically. It's like, I'm pretty sure you hurrying to the medical examiner isn't going to make a difference. I'm pretty sure the person whose heart you have is dead.
Yeah. they're not getting back.
But god damn it, talk about the most suspenseful scene in the entire fucking movie. Like, I thought for sure, and mind you, I've watched this movie dozens of times. Every fucking time it's like, oh my god, is the dog gonna get hit?
Oh, the random dog starts chasing the truck,
and it like runs into it, and you clearly see it bounce off the fucking truck, and it's like, oh my god, every time it gets me.
I think they were real stray dogs. Like there was one of them had mange and stuff, and you're like, they're not set pieces. They've obviously filmed in a location where there's like proper stray dogs just going about the place.
Yeah, there was that definitely was not staged.
But they just kept it. Why not? If nature gives you something to work with, why not? But it kind of represented the area. It represented the tone of the movie. It just fitted.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like everything that happened in this movie, it only lended itself to the feel of the small town.
Which is as much of a character. It's not so much the individuals, it's the town itself. And the stuff which you can kind of see, like there's the one reasonably attractive woman, and of course the two hot dudes are fighting over her, you know, and that's you can see that happening anyway. That's not out of the question. And then she's the only one that has a choice, really, you know. Of course she's gonna like him and Ha between and weigh them up, and let's be honest, they're both the same. Neither one of them's really going to jump above the other because there's no space.
Right? It's
they're
like
just going to maintain that level, you know.
Yeah, it's like your choice is: do you go blonde or do you go brunette? That's her choice.
Yeah,
because they're the same fucking person essentially.
Yeah, that's. I think that adds to the sort of like the character of the town, which
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not really much about how, you know, the killer's called Harry. He was the one that did the original killings. He was put in an asylum.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got to the point where people like, did it really happen?
Yeah.
He's more of a sideline. The real thing about this story is just life in a small town, a mining community.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like he's the avatar of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's the town ultimately that's the fucking killer.
Yeah. And this is the whole thing with TJ. Isn't TJ and Axel are the two main characters in this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TJ, sorry. TJ went away. He left. He went to the West Coast because he thought he was better than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work out. And he came back. I'm sorry, I'm drawing parallels with my own life here. Oops.
So when you guys see some weird serial killer shit over the UK, that's who it is.
Shush.
I don't know. I feel like your experience is far more traumatic than a kid watching his father get murdered brutally. I feel like you can bounce back from that.
Yeah, I was. No, that was not TJ though. That was Axel.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Sorry,
TJ's father is
yeah. I keep mixing the two up
because they're the same character.
That too.
They're two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I thought they were going to just stitch a girl and like hang out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just that, you know.
I mean, shit. That's where fucking homegirl was setting. Sarah was setting up. Like, when she's walking down the street with her friend, getting ready to go into the store, and you know her friend's like talking about, oh well, which one are you going to go with? The way she was looking at her friend, it's like, is she just gonna?
I'm going to choose.
I'm choosing you over them because that's kind of what it seemed like to me.
No, I thought TJ and Axel it was going to be like proper Brokeback Mountain sort of thing.
Yeah,
and they were going to forget about it, especially the scene in the car where he's sitting in the car and he hands him the bottle of whiskey. I thought, you know what, is Sarah really worth it? I would not have surprised me if it went that way because it would actually.
Because who hasn't been there, right?
it would actually, the way those two are getting on, it would actually make more sense and they'd probably be happier.
Right, especially like the dueling harmonicas.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's like that's their love language is playing harmonicas to each other.
That was a bit that just that's a bit I broke.
That was everything you need to know about the town in that moment. Like that's the kind of place that they are in. They're hanging out in a junkyard, cooking food off of a busted down car, getting drunk and playing harmonicas. It's like that's. You know everything you need to know about the town at that point.
Yeah. And the whole argument is TJ went away, so Axel thought it was his turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, you've had your go, now it's my turn again. And that's basically it. I don't think there was actually any love involved, really. It was just...
Oh, yeah, no, it was a dick contest is all it was.
Yeah. Yeah, usual, Chris. We're having fun.
What's up?
Good to see you, man. Yeah. The whole thing then starting to they're playing knives in the bar and you see the prosthetic hands. The prosthetic hands were brilliant.
Yeah, man, that's that is the one downside to having upgraded visuals. Like so the version that I watched, it was the Shout Factory re-release, so it was 2K scan of old I think it was like the 35 millimeter prints or something like that. So instead of getting this beautiful grainy shit, like you see everything crisp and crystal clear, and it doesn't always lend itself great to visual effects.
No, we
But
talked about this in Suspiria as well. It did not the 4K. The directors built in the camera graininess with their effects. They'd factored that in,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
I
I
can
mean,
hide that.
the best example is the Flash Gordon movie. Like that is unwatchable in 4K.
Oh, no.
Watch it on a VCR, it's fucking great. Well, I mean, relatively speaking.
It's like, go Flash, go Flash.
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, it's like
that's...
yeah, it's a very common thread with these older movies. As soon as you upgrade the resolution, you're just sort of like,
almost feels like a second go around. It's like, should you, or should a filter be applied or something? Yeah, upgrade it, but you need to then like put a filter over, to help it out.
Dude, I'm all for it. I mean, it doesn't ever really take me out of the movie, at least
No, I'm having
not
fun.
in any massive way. But yeah, it's like you go from going, oh, this is, I'm a movie, or it's a movie, I'm falling into it, and then you get those moments like that. That's like tee hee hee, and then you just go right back into it.
But once again, it's they've put work in. Where if you think of movies today, it's just done on the computer, CGI, and there's no magic there. Where at least they're like seeing this, and right, so they set that up. That's what they're doing. That's how they're getting to play it.
Right. Well, the best part about that whole scene wasn't just the clearly, foam arms. It was when the dude actually sticks himself and you see the blood on the hand and he lifts it up to suck on it, and apparently his coal miner saliva has magical healing properties because his finger is 100% fine when he pulls it out of his mouth.
Because that's the way we were taught to do it. Just wipe it off. It's all right.
Right.
Ah, dear. Yeah, and then this is the case as well. We see the banter with the barmaid, but they all know each other, and they all start singing at them. Singing at her, and they made up a little ditty. If you did that today, you'd be in jail.
Oh, absolutely. At the very least, get your ass beat by someone.
But once again, this is the stuff to talk about, toxic masculinity and stuff, but there was no harm in it, and everyone was involved. It's like, do you remember Poltergeist? When we reviewed Poltergeist, and we saw she's all the builders in the yard at the older sister.
That was problematic. The barmaid,
she flipped the bird at them. It was part of the banter.
Yeah.
And it was almost like you got the feeling everyone was participating. Same as this. There's absolutely zero harm in it.
Right. Yeah. It's like she's laughing just as well. That's how you treat friends. If you don't treat your friends badly, are they even your friends? Really?
Yeah, that's it. If the only thing you have around you are sycophants, you are in trouble. Seriously, because if you've only got people, best example I ever remember was Michael Jackson. If you remember that documentary thing he did, appeared on TV once, and I started watching it. And all his dancers are like, "You're great, nah, we love you." Every fucking, like, if he took a shit, they're all outside the toilet going, "We love you, you're great, you're fantastic." And that's gotta put your head away.
Oh yeah, no, he fucking hated it.
It literally put his head away because he needed his happy pills or something. That's what killed him in the end of the day. He's fucked in the head.
Yeah.
You don't need that. A bit of robustness. Now, there's always a line, and I never agree, but when you see the scenes where somebody's like getting actual grabby, and somebody says, no, that's fucking, that's always been, you're crossing the line. But this was all good banter. Everyone knows each other. They've all grown up together. They're all getting into adulthood together. This has been, and it's never going to change.
Yeah.
Like, maybe every so often they have to inject fresh DNA. Like, somebody has to go and hunt for one and bring them back just to keep the gene pool, a little bit.
Yeah, add a different branch to the family tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's
you're all
always
in the same branch.
They'll have to speak to the next man in town across and do like an exchange every so often, just every 50 years. But once again, it's the town is the character. But I love the flashback music, like when oh god, I can't remember his name, the bartender.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but yeah,
Yeah.
that dude is fantastic.
But you actually got the blim, 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 freaking the flashback music, and that was it. I'm busted up at this point. Way to go on a tangent there, Chris.
I am missing this apparently.
Oh, Horrific Tales Volume 2. Cryptids. Yeah, that's done a month and a bit before.
No, man, I'm not a writer at all. So, yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, each their own. It's like I would never be an illustrator. Just not my thing.
Well, it's like I love the idea of storytelling. I just can't fucking do it to save my life.
But that's the thing. It's each their own. You know what I mean? I'm just annoyed that it took me years to find something that I could actually really get into. You know, the whole podcasting thing and everything else. Later on in life, I wish I had started this maybe 20 years earlier. Like back in the good old tapes, VCR tapes and stuff and camcorders and stuff. That would have been fun. Trying to splice stuff and edit it that way. Like this movie was done. An actual film. Because that's one thing. Because we were having the discussion of whether to watch the theatrical cut or the unrated one. And I didn't know. But I then found out when you actually see the camera change, it's almost like a second camera comes into play. When you see the scenes that were cut out, it just goes wibble. Oh, right, okay. Like even at the start, a bit with the spike going through, you could see the camera changing, the actual grain and stuff.
Yeah. This is one of the rare examples of the difference not changing the story arc at all, because they cut out a staggering 9 minutes, which doesn't sound like a big deal until you are actually watching a fucking movie. Like 9 minutes is a big deal. But yeah, so like the theatrical cut, they cut out 9 minutes of gore, just gore. There was nothing else taken out, like none of the attempted sex, none of the language. Absolutely, it was 100% just gore. So yeah, like when you're actually watching the unrated cut, like he was saying, there's a very distinct change, and it's like those are the scenes that clearly got cut out because they kept the negatives, but it wasn't the same quality because it was stored a lot longer, or whatever. So it's not bad enough to take you out of the movie, like say the Cabal cut of Nightbreed, but you can definitely tell what was cut out and what wasn't.
Yeah, and it doesn't change anything because like for the moments that they did cut out, it's just part of a scene. So the scene already happens anyway.
Yeah.
There's no nudity or anything. It was very tasteful. In that respect. So like for an 80s slasher, it was actually quite reserved.
Yeah. It's must have been that Canadian sensibility.
Yeah, and like I said, they did focus on but it's amazing how this is such a phenomenon. Like it's one of the talked about movies.
Well, it's been done over like 3 different times.
Yeah, because there's My Bloody Valentine 3D, and then there's another version, isn't there?
Yeah, there's the one from I can't remember if it's like the 50s or 60s. So technically, this was a remake. And then there's the 2007 remake, which that one was pretty fun, at least from what I remember.
Yeah, it's one of them ones. Like it's a seasonal movie, so you only ever think about it at the season. And then if you watch it, you watch it. And then if you don't, like, oh shit, I've missed it. Oh well, I'll wait the next year. And stick it back in again. Yeah, and then poor Betty. She's like the first proper victim of modern era.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where the heart came from the first time. Because it wasn't the same girl at the beginning. Because she got her heart stabbed anyway. And was she not from the original one?
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't remember.
And nobody talked about somebody going missing. So the blonde girl at the start,
yeah,
must have been from the original.
Yeah, fuck, I have no idea. Well, because if, like, looking at it, that might have been modern time, but it was never really explained. So I don't know. But yeah, there's just a random heart, and then it starts. And that shit, man, like her reveal of when the sheriff goes in there looking for her.
And we'll get the telegraph moment as well when he's sniffing, going, "What's happening here?"
Mm-hmm.
He's actually sniffing the clothes and all, going, "Oh, that's not good."
Mm-hmm. It's like, what smells like burning? Well, it's not this. And then the tumbler fucking opens up and she falls out.
And goes around about 4 or 5 times.
So fucking good.
Was that a cutscene?
It might have been.
Because you can see him looking away and stuff and that, and I just think that might have been because you see her actually in the thing going around, hanging over the edge.
Yeah, that was probably the most, I guess, gory shit that happened in the movie besides when Homeboy gets his face boiled and then thrown in the freezer.
Oh, I can taste that scene. It's not that often when you get a scene you can actually taste.
Why boiling hot dogs? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. The 80s, man. Everything.
Yeah, man, that was that's a choice. Like, why boil any meat? That's just sad.
Unless you're making a stew, but even then, you saute off the meat first.
Right? Well, plus, you're not just boiling it in water. You're cooking it in a broth or something. Like, there's flavor. Like, yeah, water should not be used for anything except for cleaning the fucking dishes afterwards. Well, and I guess drinking, but yeah, just insane to me.
Yeah, that was the thing was looking tragic as it was. They set up the official one in the town hall.
Mm-hmm.
Then after Betty gets taken care of, that's the reason to shut it all down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all decide, "Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll go to somewhere even more depressing."
Right? We'll party at the mine.
Because that's a choice. You're just like, we'll go to the place we spend every day.
I mean, been there, man. Yeah. Like, let's finish this party somewhere else. I know, let's go to work. Yeah, it happens.
And then the sheriff, the chief and the mayor, they try to find out what's happened to Harry. Has he escaped? And I'm thinking, this is 20 years plus. This is entering Michael Myers territory of, this is going to be a dude in his 70s. Or the latest Texas Chainsaw. Like,
he'd be at about 50. Like, if the math right. Like 50 or 60, because it was the 50s. This is 1981. So yeah, assuming he was as young as everybody else when that shit happened. Be about
and he worked out a lot. If he was doing the Sarah Connor thing while in the psychiatric hospital, I would get it. But if he was like me, I'm not taking down. I don't know. A lot of 20-year-olds are stringy now. Actually, when I think about it.
Yeah, it's like and size doesn't mean shit. Like, it's all about if you know how to fight or not. Plus, I mean, you're a slasher. You got the element of surprise, and that makes a huge difference. I mean,
he announces his arrival.
He definitely announces it, but the people are dumb enough that it's like, no, that's clearly not real. Even though our friends keep going missing for whatever reason.
Yeah, but when they ring up the psychiatric hospital, they're like, we don't know where he is. Like, psychotic patient, like, that's to be on a certain tier of this person's dangerous.
Well, that was the thing. Like, the sheriff kept talking about, I'm waiting to hear back from them. He never actually heard back from them until like the next day. And the next day, well, I mean, spoiler, if you guys haven't watched a movie that's 40 plus years old, that's the next day they ring him up like, oh yeah, that guy, oh, he's been dead for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you think there would be a sense of urgency. What there might be
Yeah,
a dangerous patient escaped. We'll go and check immediately.
right.
This might be priority.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I understand this is before like computers were really, really used, but I can't imagine the filing system being that archaic and complicated that they couldn't go, oh yes, this person who we have both first name and last name and a date of when he was here. Let's look this up real quick.
Yeah, and also, really dangerous. That's the really dangerous section we have, particular specifically set aside in the ward for
right.
the psychotic killer section that tried to wipe out a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could picture that as well. If you're dealing with somebody that dense, it's I suppose it's entirely possible. Like we've seen crap go on in the real world. That people did none of you think of that? No.
That is true. That is pretty true.
And even before he rung them up, like, did he not get his own case files? Surely there'd be like a follow up with like course case numbers and references and stuff and blah 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 blah. I don't know. It just I know they're just doing it for the plot, but this is one of the big holes that you can fall into of just procedure. But one thing that really, really, really annoyed me, like, and that it should be illegal, is the mayor. Like, he came out of the hand screaming this. You don't ever light cigars with a Zippo lighter. That's the most disgusting thing. You can taste that. That's another. Like, there's two scenes in this I could taste, and one was hot dog head, and the other was him lighting that with a freaking petrol Zippo lighter. Like, you could just taste that shit. Going right through the cigar. Why bother?
Yeah. No,
if you're going to be a peasant, smoke cigarettes.
Right. It's like cigars are. It's a ritual smoking one of those. It's not like, I don't know. It just seems so blasé how he fucking treats them. It's like, I'm not a smoker. Well, I mean, of the tobacco normally, but like when I do have the random cigar every, once a year or whatever. Yeah. It's a fucking ritual. You do it a certain way, and yeah, you don't want it tasting like shit. 'Cause that's a flavor that will stay in that cigar until you put it out. It's atrocious.
Yeah. And who's the other guy? Oh, the chief. Yeah, the chief. He's a pipe smoker, so he's even looking down at him going, "You absolute pleb."
I fucking so badly want to have his holster. Like, I've never realized it until this viewing, but he has a special spot on his fucking gun belt
for
his goddamn pipe. It's like, you are fucking Gandalf, you motherfucker. This is amazing.
He's a legend. He's not messing about. Like, he knows his priorities.
Yeah, I love that shit. It's like, man, I need that. I fucking need that. I don't even. I mean, I use a pipe, but not like that. And it's so cool.
And plus, that's like a proper late 70s one as well. That's you know that all comes apart and goes into a case. Like, that's that proper connoisseur's pipe. Yeah, but it's things like that. Once again, it builds the character of the town. Like, I don't know whether it was intentional that they wanted to give you the scene, or was it just the location? And I'm not putting a beat on it. I don't think they're trying to. Like, there's no messaging with this movie. There's nothing about, here's the hardship of an isolated town or anything. But they really put a lot of effort into building the character. Like, you can imagine living there or what it would be like.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing. Like they very subtly put in the dynamic of living in a small town where it's all blue collar shit, and it's hard blue collar shit, without actually having to show it. Like, this is the kind of movie that if it was remade, basically shot for shot today, that would be the bulk of the movie, is the struggle of the working class and all that shit. And then, oh yeah, and there's a killer.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, it's subtle, it's there, it tells a better story than if you actually were, like, if that was the focal point of the story.
Yeah, there's no exposition needed. It's just showing you, and it's
yeah, it's like we see how hard it is anytime that they're working. Like, they're fucking all hunched over. When they walk out, they're covered head to toe in black. They have communal showers. Like, it's pretty obvious how hard shit is there. So it's like, why make that a thing?
But they also show that they make the most of it, and they don't let it beat them. They embrace it. There's a sense of community and all. And this thing happening is rocking the community. It's just why is this happening here? Makes no sense. That's their mindset. The TJ Axel thing obviously goes on quite a bit. But I love the bit they're like ready to come to blows, and Hard just steps in. He's like, "Nah, haven't done this."
Right. Not in my fucking area.
Yeah. They're the two buff blokes, the sort of, like, today they'd all be chiseled abs and stuff. And Hard's just like, yeah, Tash, nah, not my watch. Sorts of both out. That sort of quiet power, if that makes sense. Because he's the Joker, not as bad as God, who do you call it? The other guy.
I can't remember his name either.
Hard. No, Hard's the one that is a Joker all the time doing the weird stuff. Yeah, it's hard to pick out these characters because there's so many. It's a really large cast.
And
yeah,
that's the crazy thing, is it going through the credits after the movie, it's like, fuck, I didn't realize there were that many people in this movie. But of course there's that many people in this movie. Like, we see them on fucking screen, but it doesn't feel like a bloated cast.
Like, do today if they do like more than 5 characters, it feels bloated because they don't know how to tell a story. And then think they have everybody has to get their moment, but everybody gets their moment in this. Everyone has they just made it feel like they went to a town and just fancy being in the movie, just act as normal, and then we'll throw this other stuff in here. And they did it, once again, effort and people just being involved in the project. I love the fact as well that, right, so they decided they're going to hold, this is carrying on, and the other guy was it the barman decides to set up the prank and turns into an absolute cackling lunatic? Was that, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't the bar guy. No.
Who's the other?
Because he was the straight man throughout the entire movie.
But who's the one decided he's going to fix their wagon and does the mannequin thing? Like, the really intricate.
Wait. Fuck, was that the bar guy?
No. Was the bartender? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the bar guy that set that up.
Yeah,
that's right, because the whole time he's
bitching. Hyena.
Yeah, because he's bitching the whole time. Fucking see, show these kids to fucking party. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
And the notes keep appearing with the Jeep. You didn't stop the party. And you're like, oh god, this is just funny. But yeah, let's just take a trip down the mine, because that's what you do.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense because they have a huge fucking recreational room or something at the mine. So yeah, why not use it? They're not working, obviously.
No, but I mean, when they decide to actually go into the mine itself.
Oh yeah, to go in. Yeah.
That's the bit I'm like, oh, really?
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You take girls to dark, scary places, and then they want to get close to you or something, I guess.
But we've seen the ball coming up stinking. Like I said, we've already had the premise of how dangerous it is down there. Like, you need safety gear, you need chemicals, there's methane running about. The whole point of this movie is that somebody didn't follow safety protocols and a lot of people died. Hence, Harry became a killer.
Yeah.
Which actually, I don't know why he ended up. Maybe it's just so he didn't do jail time because it was justified. Like he took out the two idiots that cut corners. He didn't like go on a proper rampage. He got the two ones that cut corners and killed all his mates and his father.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's. I think you're just meant to switch your brain off for those bits.
Well, the thing is, it's like the reason he was in the insane asylum made perfect sense because he was the only one that survived because he ate all of his homies down there until they were able to get him out. So that's what made him snap. That's what made him go to the insane asylum. And then when he broke out, he killed the people that caused that shit. So it makes sense. It's a very quick scene, so it's very easy to miss.
True enough. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it's one of them. It's because they spend so much time on the other stuff, which I don't. It's It's a really enjoyable movie. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's little bits, I guess. You're like, oh right, yeah, blink and you miss it. You just kind of gloss over why it's all happening.
Yeah, because that couldn't have been more than like 2 minutes of screen time, like explaining why Harry did what he did.
Yeah, God, that's sort of come back now. But when he actually went on the killing spree afterwards, there was only 2 people. Like and it was actually deserved because they cut corners. So once again, back to this, where they're just like, because usually if an incident happens like that, then the health and safety ramps up tenfold. So the fact that they can just casually bring everybody down, that would be a mine in history. If that sort of incident happened, it would be in that particular company, that areas like etched into their brand. You know yourself, if something like majorly wrong happened at work, rules and regulations are coming in because of that one incident. So the fact that they're just like, yeah, just jump in the cart, we'll all head down, and the bit where they're walking through the tunnels and it's all covered in lime, and you're just like, really? You know what that shit does to you?
It was the 80s. It was a different time.
No, but even that used to be a punishment, was rolling people in the lime pit. In Victorian times. So you'd have, if somebody transgressed the like sort of community justice, they get rolled in the lime pit and they go blind. Because that stuff's lethal. They just needed like a bit of asbestos as well, I think. What we needed was something with a bit of asbestos, and went, oh, tasty. And I would just think, oh, and munching on lead pencils are walking down,
Definitely a different time.
But the fact that these people know this is their daily job, and they're just walking through, you're like, nah. I know you need a scene, but could you not have just kept it?
Well, no, because they had to set up, oh, this is the scary part that we don't go down because it's not safe. Just like, oh, well, this is the ventilation shaft. We don't go in there because it's just a ventilation shaft.
Yeah. It's where the movie sort of gets a bit rocky, where there's plenty in this. It could have been happening all around the town. Like, there's plenty of places. It just felt like they were trying too hard with the mine.
Well, I mean, it's what happens when you have limited locations. Like, you got to utilize what you got.
That's true enough. But yeah, it just felt this, but taking them all down the mines was trying too hard. Because he's already got the suit on and stuff and going around. Everything's set up that they need. The same with Axel splooshing in the water. That was a bit telegraphed as well. Like, I could get this if you've never seen a horror movie before. But if you've watched horror movies, you know exactly that it just everything falls into place.
Yeah.
All right, that's where we're going. Because of course, you've got the 2 suitors. That's going to have to get resolved one way or another. So one of them had to go to be the hero at the end. So, but yeah, Axel turning out to be the new killer. But I don't know how I feel about it. It's like I said, it's this last act where it's a bit shaky on it.
Mhm.
Because it done so well setting everything up. The pacing was great in this. Like, you're not wasting time in this movie. But it just felt like the 10 all up was a bit half-baked. No?
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Yeah, like I said, I just felt like, oh right, we need a sort of way to wrap this up. We need somebody to be the killer, and we get no indication of Axel up until the spruce scene.
Mm-hmm.
No indication whatsoever, ever.
Well, and then is the flip that we get as soon as it's revealed that it's him. It's just like he goes almost like a caricature. Ironically enough, because the Joker is a caricature of a villain, but a caricature of the Joker. Like he titters a lot, and then he cuts his arm off and runs away like, "Ha ha, fuck you!"
Yeah, I'll be back as I'm bleeding to death right now.
Yeah. It was pretty funny though.
Yeah, that's what I say. It was unintentional comedy. If this had been a horror comedy,
mm-hmm.
you could see it, but it's not. It's trying to be like a proper slasher,
mm-hmm.
and for the most part, it is. It's just that when it comes to that sort of end and the reveal and stuff, it just felt like the weakest part of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't take me away from enjoying it. That's the thing, because it's given me enough goodwill that I can forgive it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. This has given me. I've been enjoying myself watching the movie, and then the reveal and stuff was a bit forced and lackluster. But I genuinely feel that they want me to have a good time watching this film, and they're trying to. So reasons happened that this is the way the script got written.
Mm-hmm.
It might have seemed like a good idea on paper, but we didn't get enough because everything's been telegraphed. So we should have had an idea that Axel wasn't right, but there's no indication right up until the very last second.
I almost wonder if that was like an intentional decision. Like, hey, let's throw a lot of shit out there that seems obvious. That way, when the reveal of the who or the real killer is, comes up, it's like, oh, well, holy shit, look at that fucking misdirect. So it's like I'd be really curious to hear like if that was intentional to keep the ending like a surprise.
Yeah. But like I said, because I've been enjoying myself and it's done really well and the pacing's brilliant, I kind of forgave it. I went, okay, that's what we're doing. But oh my god, that fight scene on the cart heading back up.
Yeah, that was like the most uneventful. Like that's like some fucking OG Star Trek fight type shit. Like you're just waiting to see somebody ball up both fists together and meh.
Kirk Fu, even Kirk Fu has more impact.
Yeah, and like, wait, here, take the shovel. It's like, wait, why didn't you just smack the motherfucker when you had the shovel in your hand? He was distracted. You could have got the fucker in the back of the head.
You can just tell that these two aren't fight choreographers. They're just, they're not practicing that. God, it's almost as bad as Steve and I are covering the Hammer films at the moment. And God, the fight scenes in them are tragic.
Are fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. That's how people fought back in the day.
God, Peter Cushing, I love him as an actor. I always will. And the fact he's a big nerd as well, just, catching. But when he does a fight scene, it's just so...
It gets the vapors, man. It happens.
Yeah. This was in par with that.
Definitely, yeah.
You're in a fight scene now. I've never done one before. Like, it's almost like two people have never been in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or just that terrified of hurting each other. They just won't commit to any move. They obviously didn't have the budget for stunt doubles.
Yeah. So
you can almost hear the, oh, sorry, after every swing.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Are you okay? You could just picture them just checking each other, afraid to commit to it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, but there you go. Like I said, it's a fun movie.
Fuck yeah. No, it's a great one, man. And I don't remember the remake too fondly. I mean, I remember going to see it because it was one of the first movies my wife and I went and saw together when we first started dating. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really remember the remake, so I might have to revisit it one of these days.
Yeah, we'll get stick it on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick on the remix list as well. Have a mosey out. But here you go. Yeah, that was fun. Enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
We're close to the actual holiday date for once.
Right. Yeah, it's
Go us.
It's a nice change.
Team Horrific. That's a nail almost on the head.
Oh wait, it was 2009. Sorry, I was looking it up.
2009's the 3D one.
I don't know why I was thinking it was 2007. No, probably because I have no sense of time. Whatever. But yeah, we'll definitely have to watch that one of these days.
Yeah, I think we'll get that on. But there you go, folks. There's another one. We survived. We made it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, had fun. So there you go. What have we got coming up? Yeah, I'm gonna be Real Gods of Hyceras finally dropped the demo of it, so I'm gonna have a crack at that tomorrow night.
Nice.
I covered a news article. It's a Lovecraftian RPG.
Fuck yeah.
So I'll have a look at that, see if it's worth the hype. And yeah, Chris and I are doing Leprechaun 5 in the Hood.
Fuck yeah. One of the greatest franchises ever.
Yep.
Although I'm really partial to In Space. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's just Defender, like it gets hate, but it does exactly what it says in the tin.
Exactly. Like right in the beginning of the movie, he has a goddamn lightsaber cane. Like, fuck you if you're gonna take this movie serious.
It's a tuxedo. It's when he appears in a tuxedo at the start. You're like, okay, I know exactly where this is going. Fine.
Right. It's so goddamn good.
Yeah.
So good.
There you go. Oh, we're back to Heart of Darkness on Wednesday. We're playing Alien again.
Hell yeah.
I think we're all about to die horribly.
Nice.
The tentacles is charging on us. So it could be a short game. We'll see how it goes. But there you go, folks. Until next time, keep up the channel, do technical things, and remember to keep it creepy.
Keep it horrific.